And because if you don't have the ability to move volitionally right now, it can be very, very hard to do that step, right? And so what's really cool is that the robotic device, the Motus Hand, can kind of step in and be that sort of conduit for you to get there. All right, Vicky, it's good to meet you guys. How are things going for you today?
Pretty good. The only thing is that he has no hand movement.
Okay.
So, he's just wondering, I guess, if how much of a benefit it is to him right now. And the games are slow to him. So, we're just in that new phase where he just has to get used to the whole system, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's totally a fair appraisal in terms of there's a learning curve to it. And I think some of the activities are more slow and steady. And I think they just we need to recognize that in order to learn, there can be a process by which we need to kind of take it in a slow and steady fashion, especially if you have difficulty initiating or completing movements. And so I would just encourage you to not worry so much about the speed of the games. And that's one thing. And I want to make sure that it's not because it's not fit for you in terms of like the settings and all of that. Now, if it's not working for that purpose, then we need to address that. And that could be why you're kind of experiencing a bit of a slow response. That's something that we can actually go through today and figure out where you are in terms of your range of motion and make sure that all of the various settings are appropriate for you.
Okay.
But before I kind of dive into those details, would you mind, like, let me know, are there certain activities, certain games that are more problematic, or is it just a general thing?
It's just a general thing.
Okay. And actually, are there any activities that you guys really like or don't like? 'Cause like we can also make modifications to which activities you play.
I didn't know that, but he says no. I think because he's still getting used to it too. So there aren't any like standout games, that he truly dislikes or likes more right now.
Okay, good. And then I also want to just quickly address your previous comment about whether it's a good fit given the range of motion status. Now, that's a really good question. And to answer this, I want to just kind of think back a little bit about how we need to progress, how we need to actually work towards getting purposeful movement. And the way we need to work towards getting purposeful movement is we need to engage our brains in as much active sort of thought and sensory motor function as possible. And because if you don't have the ability to move volitionally right now, it can be very, very hard to do that step, right? And so what's really cool is that the robotic device, the Motus Hand, kind of step in and be that sort of conduit for you to get there in terms of the movements. And so while you still need to be actively engaged, I mean you need to be thinking about how to complete the task that you're asked to do on the screen. Even though you're not able to necessarily do that volitionally, the Motus Hand is there to kind of help you through that process. And so by nature of being able to help you through this process, it is, of course, appropriate for cases like this, where you may not have such a strong degree of movement right now. And ultimately, what that means is that we've got more room to improve. And as you progress, we can slowly take away that assistance and you can become more independent.
Okay.